The Budget Committee meeting of September 22nd to order. My name is Brooke Harris. First order of business is the roll call.
Mr. Harris?
Here.
Mr. Curran? Here. Mrs. Burdick? Mr. Fanton?
Here.
Mr. Ricky? Mr. Stockin?
Here.
Mr. Crandall? Here. 5 members present.
Thank you, ma'am. Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes from the August 18th meeting. I'd entertain a motion. Thank you, Mr. Stockin, seconded by Mr. Curran. Any discussion or corrections? If not, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? And those minutes are approved. Most of us know, but for the listening audience, County Treasurer Terry Ross is out of the office for a couple weeks. She did submit sales tax report along with her monthly revenue and expense report, and indicated to us that she'd be available by email if any of us had any questions or concerns. Okay, any old business? New business? Mr. Chairman?
Since we have time on our hands here with this committee, I just, looking at, going back to the sales tax report, revenues are up, but we still see the AIM payments in there and the deductions from the state. And those of us that were in Albany recently, or Syracuse recently with NISAC, there was conversation on what's the state doing with these AIM payments to put that back in their coffers or their lap where they belong, and other expenses as well. So as we look at moving forward, we want to make sure that we keep the pressure on the state in any way that we can through NISAC and through inter-county and along with our counterparts, and keep pushing this, because New York State should obviously pick up the tab on that. That was their expense. It was shoved into the laps of the county along with other mandated costs that we don't hear so much about anymore. We can't let up the push to New York State to restore those, even going back to our portion of Medicaid that makes New York State stand out like a sore thumb, with the counties picking up the fair share of that Medicaid cost. So I just thought that was worth a comment in this committee.
Well put, Mr. Chairman. Also, should be noted that the distressed hospital fund is practically unnecessary at this point anyway, so at the very least they should remove that burden from us. From what I recall, in the last state budget session, there was bipartisan support to remove the burden of the AIM payments from counties. Why it didn't get in the state budget when it was all said and done, I have no idea, but we'll keep up the work on that. Good, thank you. Mr. Healy? Thank you. Mr. Dibble?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wonder, Mr. Crandall, should we do another resolution or a letter from the board to the state about the AIM?
I'm not sure what we have done in the past. We had conversation in Albany about this. Doesn't hurt, but I don't know if, when the last one we did or where that stands. But and I don't know if that went through inter-county recently or not. But
we passed it, Allegheny County. I think we did ours in the spring, and it did pass through inter-county. But probably be better timed when we get closer to state budget.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Healy? Microphone, please. Sorry.
Any further insight or comments as the obviously your role as inter-county president there? I wonder if you had anything else to add to that.
Regarding AIM?
Right.
Well, it's universally despised among county officials, but beyond that, it's a shared concern among intercounty members.
Okay. No plans for further action, no, but from that organization?
We only consider resolutions once they come through counties, so, but I'm sure they'll be coming.
All right, thank you.
Okay, anything else on AIM? Okay, any other new business? Anything for the good of the order? I just have one note that Terry passed along. As you know, the state controller oversees the state fiscal stress monitoring system, and it's something that all municipalities and counties have to adhere to and submit information to every year. And we got our results back from the comptroller for 2020, I believe, and in both fiscal and environmental stress levels, we got what's called no designation, which is the best designation that you can get as an entity. So we're in good shape. I think the score was 26.7. That doesn't mean anything to me, but according to the comptroller, that indicates that we're in good shape. Not that any county isn't susceptible to fiscal stress in the future, but as far as the comptroller is considered, we're in good shape. Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, just a follow-up to that. That's good news. And there's been times when we weren't there with no designation or that good news. But hats off to this board and previous boards that have put us into a better financial position. And certainly we go back to what we just talked about, watching and doing everything we can to keep the state from getting back into our pockets any deeper than they have. But at one time, we were in a pickle, and Allegheny County was, and that was when they were implementing control boards to come in and take care of your finances for you. There was at least another county and several cities that were put into that position. And in these chambers, there were comments that maybe we should just throw up our hands and let a control board take over our finances. That was a number of years ago. It was not the thing to do. We took a proactive approach and took control of our own. And I just think that that's worth a mention on that notification from the treasurer. Thank you.
Thank you. Not to be overlooked are the efforts of our department heads, of course, and our county treasurer and our fearless budget officer. And budget officer's gone by. Anything else for the good of the order? If not, I'd entertain a motion to dismiss. Mr. Fanton, thank you. Mr. Curran, thank you. All those in favor say aye. And opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.